Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into IU and Jungkook and what happened between them. There's theories online that they followed each other and there's some hate comments. So let's talk about that. I also want to get into BTS CCTV footage that just came out and explain what it all means. But before we do have a sponsor for today's video, so let's roll that clip. I'm so happy to announce today's amazing sponsor, AG1 by Athletic Greens. And no, this is not just for athletes, but anyone who is looking to improve their health and get more vitamins. This is not like a fit tea or get skinny quick type of thing. Those things don't actually work, and I don't think skinny equals healthy. I'm talking about real health. AG1 specializes in improving health, giving you more energy, and you can replace your multivitamin supplements. It also provides immune health, as well as we all know this is very important nowadays. I have been someone who has always been low energy and just tired all the time. This is probably because of lack of vitamins, plus the way I just eat junk food. But this video is not an attack on me. I definitely have nutritional gaps in my diet, and also if you're someone like me who never goes out in the sun, you'll need to take something to fill those gaps in. The brand sent me a few things, a year's supply of vitamin D and 5 individual travel packs. They're giving this away to you guys too with your first purchase. Just scoop some, put it into a bottle and give it a shake, and that's it. You can drink it. It's best to drink on an empty stomach in the morning and you're ready to start your day. It's filled with vitamins like A, C, E, B12, calcium, and more, so I'm usually full after a cup, but you can obviously eat breakfast after this. This actually tastes pretty good and definitely much better than so many other supplemental drinks. You'll probably enjoy drinking this way more. AG1 and me wants you to stay healthy and are going to give you dumplings an immune supporting free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. The vitamin D is not sold individually, so this is the only way to get it. Go to the description down below, check them out, and thank them for sponsoring this video. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, teaspoon mug merch, and let's jump into it. The first thing I wanted to get into was Jungkook and IU. So Jungkook has admitted to loving IU for the longest time. However, I went back and looked at some of the interviews. I believe Jungkook just said he looked up to her. I think we as ARMYs filled in the fact that he has a crush on her. I could be wrong, but I don't think he formally said those words. But since he admits to loving IU's music and drawing inspiration from her, and even several times singing her songs, like he often does karaoke in the reality show In the Soup. I react and watching both seasons on Patreon, a link below, but he often sings her songs and even on live streams as well. Of course, IU has been getting the brunt of this, and she often gets attacked for doing nothing. This is the life of a female K-pop star. I mean, any male interaction they have is going to result in death threats and being attacked. This is just how it works. I'm not a fan of it, obviously, but there's nothing we can do. People get mad for no reason, and I'll notice a spike in hate during the summer and around the holidays. For everyone, not just BTS or IU, but anyone who is a public figure. And those haters will feel the need to send any hate. And it's so funny because it's when school's out. These haters who send death threats or mean comments thinking they're so clever and doing God's work by sitting behind a keyboard, but in reality, it's just that they're bored and have nothing to do. They're so predictable. So IU has been getting some hate, but nothing too notable, as she is incredibly popular and she gets millions of likes on Instagram and whatnot to even notice a small amount of hate. But recently there were some theories that popped up online when Jungkook made his Instagram account. People were thinking one of the first people he would follow would probably be IU, and also because Jungkook would be on her page anyway. And then some photos started popping up like screenshots of Jungkook actually following her. Now these are very easy to edit and make someone look like they're following someone. It's also very believable because BTS unfollows people so quickly too. So it's not like we can go to the account and see if it's real, because it could be real, but BTS just unfollowed that person, and you get me? And Taeyang did the same thing with Jennie when he accidentally followed her. Like Taeyang unfollowed Jennie right away. So the fandom has no evidence of Jungkook following IU except for some screenshots which, as I said, can be edited. So you can see the danger of this. So we don't know if these screenshots are real, but people have been talking about this and some believe it's real. Some don't. I don't blame anyone. I mean, if you have seen any ARMY ship Photoshop edits of Lisa from Blackpink and Jungkook, you'd be like, what is even reality? Because they look so real. Some people were worried these screenshots were going to increase the hate being sent to her, as the quote-unquote fans that send death threats or hate are not exactly the brightest of the bunch. I mean, to send death threats to an idol because they might be friends or dating your favorite idol is not exactly something a smart person does. And people are scared that those haters will believe the screenshots. And look, there's nothing to do about this. I've been at this for a really long time trying to talk about these really bad K-pop fans that attack people and try to explain how bad bad they are. My literal channel is about how these awful fans take things too far, and I've been fighting for years now, and quite frankly, I feel like I'm losing. So I don't know what else to say other than these fans will continue to be like this, but I'll be here to enjoy the ride to whoever wants to stick around. People were very curious on what IU's reaction to Jungkook in general would be. IU has only ever quote-unquote acknowledged Jungkook once, I believe, and it's an interesting one. During what looked like a concert, it might have been a fan meet, IU talked about some places to go if you're ever in Korea, and she mentioned Busan, which is a big city, by the way. There's a lot there and a big tourist attraction too, so it's not like a small city that she would have no reason to mention. But Busan is also the hometown Jungkook grew up in. So when IU mentioned to go and visit Busan, someone in the crowd shouted Jungkook and said it repeatedly to IU, and it seemed like she heard it because she paused for a moment in her speech, and then she started smiling. People were saying that she got emotional about Jungkook's name and does like him back too. I do think she likes Jungkook back, but not in that way. But IU is known to be one of the kindest and most amazing celebrities. She has done so much charity and whatever, she's done a lot. I think she does admire Jungkook and does know of him. But I do think she was just smiling because when someone yells a name at you on stage, it's probably pretty awkward. You don't know how many people that fan heard scream Jungkook. So if I was IU, I wouldn't know if I should address that comment, ignore it, or what. And if I don't ignore it, what do I say? Because Jungkook did live in Busan. Am I gonna be like, no? So there wasn't much for her to do other than smile at that moment. It's so weird that BTS is currently on break, but the internet seems to be doing even more now than the internet was doing like mid or early this year. I felt like this year was such a slower year for K-pop, and dare I say BTS too. There was a lot that happened, like they won awards and things like that, but there were definitely not many albums and such. BTS sometimes puts out like 3 albums in a year. This year they did none, but they did do some singles. Has that ever happened before in their entire career? Not too long ago, I don't remember where this was from, one of the members talked about how they weren't putting out much yet, but they were recording a lot. And I think we are starting to see some of those recordings. If you don't know what is going on, put your conspiracy hat on. There's a lot to say. BTS released CCTV footage of them and them doing nothing. It was quite creepy or eerie, but they put out a 30+ minute long video of just security footage of BTS walking around in their room, in the dance studio, and just them chilling. No talking, no music, just static. Anyway, I wanted to break down what this could mean. Now, these theories I want to say are not all mine. I didn't come up with all of these, just a few. These are just a collective of everyone's theories online, and I'm just putting it together. So you start with Jin first, and he disappears at a door. When he does, you see on the door a few numbers. People believe that it is a zip code, and if you look it up, it apparently takes you to Gangnam District in Seoul. Then we had Jimin, and there was this green sign that was in the room, but there weren't any letters or anything on the sign. And then right next to it, there was a painting. Again, nothing strange. But then when Jimin disappeared, both of them turned into numbers. One of them read 2022, which coincidentally is next year, and then the other painting turned into 0101, so January 1st, 2022. And right there, we know that something is happening in Gangnam on New Year's. You freaking out yet? Because like, oh my god. Then we had Arm in the dance studio being an absolute mood, quote unquote, painting the floor. I still do this in my house when I'm bored. And Arm on the floor is to distract us from the painting in the back. When Arm disappears, it turns into the words COEX. This likely refers to the COEX Mall in Gangnam. There's some luxury apartments in that area with that name, but that doesn't make any sense. So New Year's Day at that mall. After Suga appears on screen and he disappears, but is the only one that disappears with his chair or couch. It looks comfy, I'd want to take it with me too. But on the floor it says Super Casting. This is a webtoon series with Naver, a collaboration they have been probably working on for a while, and likely will be a concept album or continuation of their old concept album and webtoon series called The Most Beautiful Moment in Life. Then we go to J-Hope's scene, and he is dancing and disappears, and some words appear in the mirror. And it looks like a coordinate, and when put into the map, it takes you to the COEX Mall. So that's confirmation that something will be there. Then we have V going into a car. But V's scene, we see when he disappears, a Polaroid of all 7 boys pops up. They pop up, like they will pop up at the mall. And then we see Jungkook last. And when he disappears, it says Webtoons, which could mean this is a continuation of their Webtoons series, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life. Y'all, if you're in Korea, go to the mall. Let me know what you think, and if you want to see more K-pop reaction videos, go to my Patreon, link below. I can't post them here due to copyright, but you can get all sorts of reaction videos and requests over there. It's a great way to support the channel even more if you would like to. Thank you so much for this lovely comment here. I love you so much. There will be some videos that will pop up on screen, and I will see you over there. Bye.